Coach D. Durrell Spears. So today, this is going to be a quick video, but this is a very important video because this video and this topic itself, will talk about things that we tend to do day to day, but we're not necessarily aware. So we're going to focus on bad habits that we engage in day to day when we're involved with someone. Okay? We're not going to put any labels on whether it's a relationship or where it's at, but someone that you're consistently being with, someone that you're consistently kicking it with, having fun with, seeing, talking, texting, and all that other good stuff. We want to look at what are the bad habits that you produce in that relationship that may tick the other person off. So many times it's easy, very, very easy to identify what you're experiencing from someone else's behavior. Well, let's look at those bad habits that you produce. Everybody has several things or more that they naturally do that may not make the other person happy, uncomfortable, or irritated. I'm going to list a few things that people tend to do in relationships that in some way irritate the other person. First thing, being indirect. I think indirectness affects a relationship in a very negative way. When you're very indirect and not straightforward with things, when you're not being truthful, when things are inconsistent, when things in itself are just not in itself, the other person's just not perceiving things appropriately, like something just doesn't sound right with your story. In our essence, lying. Some people have a habit of lying. Some people have a habit of bending the truth. Not being on time. Saying you're going to be there, not going to be there. That is not a good thing either. Other things. Humming. Sometimes people don't like another person humming and singing. Sometimes that can be irritating. Playing your music louder than what the other person would like. That could be a bad habit. Or being disorganized, I may say. Being messy. That can be something that people don't like. Always talking and texting on your phone, not paying attention to the other person. That to me is a big pet peeve. Even in my marriage, I don't like that. Or, interacting with people just when I'm talking or engaging with you and you're doing other things. That can be very, very irritating. Some would also say that could be disrespectful. So there's a host of different things that I'm just throwing out that people get irritated. Those are bad habits that people produce in relationships that may tick the other person off, make the other person feel uncomfortable. They don't like it. They're tired of hearing it and seeing it. Another thing, every time you have a problem, you're telling everybody our business. Every time we have a problem, you put your mom in it, you put your brother in it, your sister, or you always going to your friends. The third party situation. Third parties are notorious for ruining relationships. Okay? Third parties are always notorious for ruining relationships. Okay? Another thing that can be irritating, bad habit. Every time you have an issue, now listen, for those who are Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, highly spiritual, but every time we have an issue, there's a biblical reason, there's a spiritual reason. You're throwing out all of these different spiritual, empathic related terms and all that stuff instead of resolving the issue. Psalms 3:16 said this, Luke this, the Apocrypha said this and that. You're throwing out, look, there's nothing wrong, particularly if the other person is not as religious or spiritual as you. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to be on the same wavelength. To me, that's something that could be discussed and modified and adjusted between the parties if the communication is open. However, it is irritating to constantly see that or experience that where someone is throwing out religion and their values and this and that. That is irritating. Also, something I feel that is also can be a bad habit is that someone feel like they always have to correct you. Everything you do, they finding something wrong, and they have to correct how you speak, They want to correct how you carry yourself, your social etiquette. They want to correct everything about you to the point where you wonder, why are you with me? Is all you find is something wrong, and you never compliment me on anything wrong. Okay? Also a bad habit, remembering important dates, anniversaries, 6 month, anniversary, year anniversary. Remember this time we did this, remembering important dates. Forgetting those dates can turn a good situation into a bad situation really, really quick. Particularly for men, especially for men, it's important that you remember important dates and anniversaries. So, I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I hope that you kind of took in what I stated. Maybe you can relate to some of these things. Again, this is Coach D. Darrell Spears. Have a great day.